Okay, so in this next unit, we're going to be dealing with circles. Okay, everything you want to know about circles and more. So, the stuff we're looking at today is pretty much the basic stuff. There's a couple little things we're going to add here, but most of this is stuff that you should have known from years past. So on this first one, okay, what does the R stand for? It stands for radius. So we're measuring this in centimeters. So what is the radius of this circle? Okay, the radius is about 3.6 because, okay, what is the radius of a circle?
The circle in the middle, center.
Okay, it's from the edge to the center of the circle. So from the edge to the center is the radius, okay? Now what's the diameter? I mean, in general, what's the diameter?
All the way around it.
It goes all the way across going through the center, okay? So the diameter goes all the way across through the center. And we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but so how do you find the diameter given the radius? It's just that doubled, right? So if the radius is 3.6, how long is the diameter? Is 7.2. Okay? All right, now what does the capital C stand for? Circumference. Okay, good. So circumference. Now I'm not talking about the formula here, but just in general, what is circumference? Okay, it's going all the way around the circle. So like if I took a piece of string and if I laid it around the circle here and then where it met up, like cut it, laid it out straight and then measured it, that'd be the circumference. Okay, so it's how far it is around. All right. Does anybody remember the formula for circumference of a circle? Okay, good. So 2 pi r is it. Or it can also be written as pi times diameter. Why are these two the same thing? Okay, good. Because the diameter is the same thing as 2 r's. Right? 2 r's make up one diameter. So these two are the same thing, just two different ways to write the same thing. So we're going to find the circumference by doing pi times 7.2. Now, what is pi? Okay, so most people say 3.14, and that's an approximation of pi. It's like 3.14159265535, and just keeps going on forever and ever, okay? And we'll definitely talk more about just the number of pi later in the year, but so when we're going through this unit, if you're finding the length of something like this, I do not want you to type in 3.14. I want you to use the pi key on your calculator right here. So do not type in 3.14. Use the pi key. So let's do that here real quick. All right, so I'm going to go pi. I'm going to bring up this menu, push enter, times 7.2. And it should give you that right there. Okay, I want to see that in everybody's calculator because I want to make sure you know where the pi key is. Okay, so what does that give you for your circumference? We're going to say 22.62, okay? 22.62 centimeters. So what that means is if I took that piece of string, wrapped it around, and stretched it out, it would be from there all the way down to about right here, be that long, okay? So that's what the circumference is. All right, next. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the measurement of this angle. That's where your protractor is going to come in. Now I want you to measure this angle right here. Okay, so how big is that angle? Okay, so it's right here. This angle is definitely bigger than 90, so it's obtuse. It's not the 50. It's the bigger number. It's the 130. So that angle is 130 degrees. Okay, and I need that because what I want to do for the last thing here is I want to find the arc length. And what that means is this, is I want to know from here around to here, going along the outside of the circle, how long that would be. I want to know how long it would be from here to here. Okay, now, after I figure out what this is the length of this red going to be more or less than 22.6? Less, obviously. 22.6 is all the way around. So this is going to be way less. Is it going to be more or less than halfway? Half of 22.6. It's going to be even less than that. So what would half of 22.6 be? 11.3, right? So I know it's going to be less than 11.3. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this formula right here to find the length of that arc. So let's just think about this. Let's just think about the formula. So we have 2 pi r times m over 360. If I just forget about the m over 360, what does the 2 pi r tell me? That tells me the whole circumference. That would tell me all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the measurement of the angle. That's what this is. It's going to be 130, bless you. Okay, over 360 because there's 360 total degrees. And what this fraction is going to do is it's going to scale this down, the circumference down to whatever this is from here to here. All right, so 2 pi r times m over 360. 2 times pi times what's the radius here? 3.6, which, I mean, I could just do pi times d times m over 360. Obviously, that'd be the same thing. Okay? But if I just left it like this, 2 times pi times 3.6, if you type that in, it's going to give you this, 22.62. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the measurement of the angle that we just measured, 130 over 360, and this fraction, as I multiply it times that, it's going to scale it down to what this is right here. So type that whole thing in your calculator real quick. 2 times pi times 3.6 times 130 over 360. And so about 8.17 centimeters. Okay. All right, and that is what we're going to practice on today.